It isn't what other people think. It's what you think of yourself. That's what enables you to kind of exude confidence and grace and all of those things. Hey everybody, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a spring wardrobe try-on. I'm going to be showing you some beautiful pieces from Lily Silk, and we're going to be talking about personal style. Your personal style, my personal style, how to find your personal style, and it's going to be a lot of fun, so I'm really glad you're here. I want to give a huge shout out and thanks to Lily Silk for collaborating with me for today's video. This is, I believe, the third time I have collaborated with them, and it is always so much fun to pick out the items, to try them on, to play dress up with you guys. And what I will say about Lily Silk is it checks all the boxes for me, from sustainability to amazing craftsmanship to excellent customer service. Everything is classic. I feel like everything on there is modern and up to date, and yet you will get decades worth of wear out of it. So it is definitely worth your time to go and check them out. And they have given us a coupon code. I love a good coupon code. It is Jen20 and it is good for 20% off everything on their website. So head down to the description box for all of the details. Now, the first item from them I want to show you today is this blue and white merino wool sweater. This is such a heavy hitter. I feel like this is such a classic piece. You can wear it dressed up. You can wear it dressed down. Isn't that what we always say? I don't mean to be cliche. I mean, you can wear it with a skirt. You could wear this with a beautiful silk dress. Lily Silk has some gorgeous silk dresses. You could also wear it with jeans and a t-shirt and tennis shoes. And I just feel like this is one of those things I can already tell I'm going to be pulling from over and over and over again in my own personal wardrobe. As soon as I take it off, it is going in my suitcase because it is most definitely going with me to France. Absolutely love this piece. Now, in the clip I'm going to show you, I have it paired with the silk pants. I'm actually wearing those right now. These were a little bit of a stretch for me. I was a little dubious. I wasn't sure if they would fit me right, if they would look right on my body, but y'all, I love them. They drape so beautifully. These could be worn with some gorgeous heels for something out, but they could also be worn with just sneakers and a denim jacket. So super, super versatile. And then the last piece that I'm showing in this clip is this really gorgeous cream colored cashmere round neck sweater. The cashmere on this is gorgeous. It's very thin in a good way, not in a bad way, because if you want to layer this under other things, especially during the spring season as we're like in transition, this is a gorgeous option. It does have the little Lily Silk silver button down here on the bottom, and it just drapes really pretty. And this is also going in my suitcase as soon as we are done filming. So when we talk about personal style, I know a lot of you, if you're like me, maybe you were interested in fashion when you were young. I was very interested in fashion when I was young. I loved 17 magazine. I loved In Style. I loved Vogue. I loved seeing what all these beautiful models were wearing and then what the designers were coming out with that was maybe a little more attainable. And then I got into the kid years and I had a bunch of babies and I was working full time and having all the babies and running around. And my clothing choices became very limited to what I could buy, where I also bought toilet paper and bananas. So that meant like Target and Costco. Not that there weren't some fun clothes there, but I really didn't think much about fashion during those years. Fast forward to about 6 years ago, my kids are graduating high school, my youngest two, the twins, and I headed to France. And before that trip, I remember very clearly, I walked into a local store here in Atlanta and basically told them what I was doing. And they were so great to work with me and help me find a few really good pieces. So that was kind of the beginning of my journey. So that would be recommendation number one, is if there is a store that you love, whether that's online or in person, start just taking some time to actually shop, okay? Because those clothes just aren't gonna drop themselves into your closet. You're gonna have to take the time. You're gonna have to figure out your size, which if you haven't done that in a while, may be different than it was when you were shopping for clothes last time. Really take your measurements, really assess your body type, how things might have shifted and changed. I know that's been a big thing for me at 53 years old, is clothes that fit me beautifully 10 years ago, and I haven't gained any weight at all. That's not true. I've gained like 5 pounds. Let's be real. But things just don't fit the same way anymore. Things are tight where they used to be loose. They're loose where they used to be tight. So it might be time to do a full assessment of your measurements. And whether you're shopping in person or online, most of the good brands, and Lily Silk is great about this, will have size guides. So you can actually look at your measurements. And don't be anxious if you are several different sizes across brands, or sometimes even within the same brand. There are brands that I wear a size 4, and then there are brands where I wear a size 10. Those are a lot of numbers in between a 4 and a 10. But don't go by the number. The number is kind of just a thing. Go by the measurements, because you want to make sure when you get clothes, especially if you're doing shopping online, that you can make sure that the measurements fit your body. So I got those clothes. I went to France. And number one, I was so glad I had spent some time shopping before I went to France, because I really did feel beautiful in what I was wearing. But also, it was such an epiphany for me as I saw all of the women that were in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. I was truly amazed at how put together they were, and all of the intentionality that I could tell that they put into everything that they put on their bodies. And it wasn't so much that I looked at them and thought, oh, she's wearing a really beautiful sweater, or oh, she's wearing a really beautiful handbag, or look at those beautiful shoes. It was more the overall story they were telling with what they were wearing. And it told me that they felt really great about themselves. And I think for me, that's what I want to portray to the room that I'm in, whether it's a work meeting, whether it's with friends, whether if I'm traveling or whatever it is. I want what I'm wearing to tell the world that I care about myself, that I care about what I look like, and that I was intentional when I put clothing on my body. Because as you get into the second half of your life, you might struggle with feeling confident as you walk into a room. You might struggle with feeling like you can compete and you're still relevant and you still have so much to offer. And by the way, you do. And your clothes can really help when that insecurity and that just kind of wondering if you still have it in you. And oh my gosh, friend, you so do. And having beautiful clothes and outfits that are put together can just make you feel that way. Let's talk for a minute about working from home, because that's me right now. That might be you right now. And I think even before pandemic, I was working from home, and I started to notice that on the work from home days where I actually got myself dressed, I had a much better day. I was more productive. I got through my to-do list. Things just went better for me. I felt better about myself. I felt better about other people. I felt better about the work I was producing. And I really do think my clothes had something to do with that. So for a while, especially during pandemic, because we all did, I would kind of just throw on whatever. I would maybe wear the same clothes 2-3 days in a row. And that's fine if it's an outfit you feel great in, but I didn't feel great in my outfits. And it was starting to affect my mood. So I started realizing that if I got dressed with intentionality and purpose, and I felt good about what I was wearing, I really did have a better day. Back when I was training for marathons, one of the things they used to tell us is if you don't want to get up and go for your run, put your kit on, put on your shoes and socks, put on your outfit, and be ready to walk out the door. And odds are you will then go ahead and go for a run because you're dressed for the activity. So I've really been trying recently to be dressed for the activity when I go to work from home. And this next set I'm going to show you has helped me with that so much. They sent me these clothes about 2 weeks ago, and I think, well, more than that, maybe a month. And I think I've already worn this set like 4 times. Okay, it is the Oasis knit pants and the Oasis knit hoodie. So the pants are like high-waisted, absolutely gorgeous. The little hoodie is so beautiful, and it comes down to where you don't have to worry about exposing your midriff or anything like that. That is why I do love a nice high-waisted pant. I just feel like it moves with me a lot better. And when I tell you, when I put this set on for the first time, I was like literally dancing around. This set makes me feel beautiful. And even before I turned around and looked in the mirror, I knew that this set was going to be a go-to for me, and that it was going to be something I was going to wear over and over again. And that is my second big tip on figuring out your personal style. Figure out what you feel good in, not just what looks good. Because other people looking at you is not the thing here. It isn't what other people think. It's what you think of yourself. That's what enables you to kind of exude confidence and grace and all of those things. So I put this set on, and before I even turned around, I was like, I'm in heaven. I absolutely love this set. And then when I turned around and saw how I looked in it, I was like, win, win, win. So don't be afraid if what feels good on your body is not something that's in style, because styles are going to change. And from both from a sustainability standpoint, from a budget standpoint, I don't know about you, I'm not going to go out and buy an entirely new wardrobe every season. It's just not in the cards for me. And honestly, even if I could afford that and I had the budget for that, it's not good for the environment. So buying these pieces that are more going to stand the test of time, I think is a much better way to go. And for you personally, that means buying pieces that you know look good on your body and that you feel good when you have them on. So that allows me to feel like, okay, if I'm spending a few more dollars, that cost per wear goes way down. Now, when I talk about cost per wear, let's use the example of this sweater that I'm wearing. If I bought a less expensive sweater that maybe wasn't as versatile, maybe it wasn't as classic, maybe it was not as good of a fabric, it may only make it through one season or maybe 2 seasons, and it might be half the cost, but if it only makes it through 2 seasons, it actually was more expensive. So spending money on especially those basic pieces, those investment pieces, those things that will last for years, to me, you really want to go with a higher price point, better quality. And that's, again, what I love about Lily Silk. All of the brands that I shop from, I feel that way about. I'm just not into buying fast fashion anymore. I don't love the ethics behind it. I don't love the sustainability behind it. And I don't love what it does for my pocketbook, because I don't want to just be throwing clothes away at the end of every season. Now let's talk about purging some things out of your closet. Now, y'all know I am always going to be talking about decluttering, Swedish death cleaning. Just because I'm talking about adding some new beautiful pieces into your wardrobe does not mean that I don't think you should be paring down in other areas. And some of you have closets and wardrobes for lives that you no longer have. So you may have a closet full of business suits and you don't wear business suits anymore. You may have a closet full of dresses and you never wear dresses. Maybe you have a closet full of jeans and you actually hate jeans. I don't know what it is for you individually, but in your own closet, if you have a bunch of clothes, maybe it's a category of clothes, whatever the case may be, that you're just never wearing, get rid of them. And if you're not ready to get rid of them, put them in a bin, put them in the garage, put them in the attic, see if you miss them. But what happens when you walk into a closet that's filled with clothes for a life that you don't have is that it's very challenging to weed through those clothes to get to the clothes that you actually wear. And that's where this idea of a capsule wardrobe comes from. So a capsule wardrobe is a minimal amount of pieces that all work together, that you know you can pull any pieces from that group of clothing and feel really, really confident. I always use this method when I travel. I'll show you a little screenshot right here of my capsule wardrobe for this upcoming trip to France. I will be doing a whole video about that when I get back, so no worries there. But the beautiful thing about a capsule wardrobe is it doesn't have to be a lot of clothes. It can be, a lot on TikTok right now. I think they're doing a lot of the 3-3-3 method, right? 3 pants, 3 shirts, and 3 pairs of shoes, and you can make like 500 outfits. I'm exaggerating, but not by very much. So this idea that all of the clothes work with all of the other clothes, I've talked about this before. I've called it's granimals if you grew up in the 1970s. But having a basic color palette that you've already identified that you love, and pieces that you know that you love, and then just having a lot less of them. Because then when you go into your closet to get dressed, you're not wading through all of the losers to find the few pieces that you know that you love, because the pieces that you love are front and center, they're clean, they're repaired, they don't have spots on them, they're not missing buttons, because these are your heavy hitters and you have taken really, really good care of them. And I feel like purging through your closet, it's not just about getting rid of excess stuff, because of course it is, but it's really about making you feel like when you walk into your closet, you have beautiful pieces that you're excited to put on your body and you know what will look good on you. but that takes time. None of this is going to happen in an afternoon. You're going to have to really think about what is your style, what looks great on you, maybe bring some pieces in, definitely get rid of some pieces, and start to take pride in what you're putting on your body. Start to get excited to get dressed. It's a beautiful season, the second half of our lives. And I hope you find beautiful clothes that help you to achieve all of the amazing things that life has for you. If you have some shopping to do though, don't forget to use my code JEN20 at Lily Silk. I will have all of the details down in the description box. Whatever you're doing today, I hope you're finding joy. I'll be back from France in a couple of weeks. I'll have more beautiful videos for you, and I can't wait to see you then. Bye.